Welcome, guys, to another episode, another video, part 5 of Success Over Stress Trading Academy. Today, our topic is going to be risk management and adding positions. It's going to be a quick video, not compared to the previous videos that I've made for this series, for this course. So, hope you guys pay attention to those little details. It's not really much to it, but it's a concept behind it that's going to make you a great risk management, and not only a risk management, but you're also going to be able to add positions. And we're gonna come to that in a bit. First of all, I want to talk about something that many of traders might go through, and it's called losing streaks. I recently went through a losing streak myself. I want to say about a week ago, I had like 6 trades hitting stop loss back to back. I stayed composed. I did not overtrade. Slowly we're building back up. And if you're especially going through that right now, especially how the market conditions are going on right now, I just want you to tell you something. Stay focused, stay disciplined. At the end of the day, trading for me, it's basically for most of traders, it's 80% psychology and discipline and 20% technicals. Technicals, it's the easiest part. It's basically learning patterns, moves. Once you get, I want to say the best teacher of trading is experience. The more you trade, the more you in the charts. I don't mean to spend 8 hours in the chart. I mean 8 months being 2 hours a day in the charts. That's what I mean by consistency in the charts. Experience. I don't mean a whole month 8 hours in the chart, because that doesn't work like that. You're gonna overburn yourself. Especially mentally. You actually gotta be in a good mental status to come to this market. Because these markets would rip you off. And what I mean by that, it's will make you lose everything, especially if you're not disciplined. You know, maybe I could have made it 2 years ago if I would have been disciplined. But guess what? It did not happen because I was not being disciplined, and it took me 3 years to become disciplined and actually put myself in a position that I was like, damn, it's up to me if I really want to make it. If I, if I, if I, sorry, if I put my discipline on the right path, then I'm gonna make it. That was the only thing I'm missing, because I want to say in 6 8 months I already knew what the market was doing. That was the easiest part, but my psychology, my discipline, my overtrading was not on point, and I was the only one who could stop it. But hope you guys um listen to what I just said. Many of you might be going through this because every trader goes through it. So I hope this is helpful, some sort of way. At the end of the day, this is all free. This is my way of giving back. I feel like when you give back without expecting nothing, you get it 3 times back. And we're doing it, man. So let's get to it. Today's topic is gonna be risk management and adding positions. What I mean about risk management, it's about risk to reward. You know, um, you want to risk the minimal possible to gain the most out of it, right? Risk a little bit to gain most. Most cases, mostly not all the trades are all sorry, all trades are gonna be like that, but mostly 80% of your trades should be like that. You want to risk one to make three. Think about that. Or you want to risk one to make four, or sometimes five. You know, because think about that. With one trade, you make $5, right? And to lose it, you gotta lose 5 times in a row. One, two, three, four, five. You get what I'm saying? So um, the most risk, I mean, the most reward that we can get from the market is gonna back us up for your losing streaks. For when it's time to lose, you're not always gonna win in the market. So remember this, right? you're gonna lose one, two, and three, right? And then you down 3% in your account. But now you make one single trade of 1 to 4, right? You already made up your three losses and you up 1%. Think about it, That's what I mean by risk management. When you take a position, I want you to analyze it, see if it's a good risk reward. Is it gonna help your capital? Is it gonna secure your capital? You don't want to risk 5% to make 3%. Because a lot of people, what I've seen, not on my case, but what I've seen is they risk 4% or 3%, right? But then they see the moment they in profit, they already see 1 or 2 percentages up, and it hasn't even hit 1 to 1 risk reward, and they already leave, because they see, okay, oh damn, 3%, but they don't notice that part that they're risking 4% or 3% to make three. They're not. If you living with two, when you're risking three, you're not living with full profits. At least you need to secure 1 to 1. So yeah, that's basically the risk management part. I recommend to not overtrade, man. I recommend to take 1 to 2 trades a day, and sometimes maybe you want to take 3 setups, but as long as you haven't lost those 2 previous setups that you took. Let's say you hit break even on the first one and you lose on the second one. Maybe the market conditions are good that for sure that you're gonna hit TP or you're gonna make up a little bit of it. Then take the third time. But that's it, man. I recommend 1 to 2 trades a day. If you trade 2 times a day, I recommend you to take one trade in one section and another trade in the other section. The market is always gonna be here. Don't hesitate. Oh, I want to make my money back. I want to make my money back, because you're gonna end up losing more, and that's when you're gonna get to a point that you're gonna get mentally exhausted. You're gonna start seeing things that are not happening. You're gonna start entering, and you're gonna end up losing more, right? So that's the part about risk management. Always have that on mind. And now, adding positions. I wanted to mix this because it's pretty key. It's a pretty important things to know if you add in positions about risk management, right? And I'm gonna show one example just because it's not the structure of the market; it's the concept of adding positions, right? We're just gonna use a simple setup, right? As we can see right here, we had a reverse head and shoulders, right? And we're gonna be taking this trade right here, right? We're gonna be entering on the retest of the head and shoulders, right? We're gonna put stops right here, and in the bigger time frames, right? This is your TP. Right here is your TP, right? So eventually, you're gonna be risking 1% to make 5%, right? But if you want to keep adding positions, the only way for you to do this the right way, I feel like this is what works the most. You gotta be adding on. I'm gonna make the structure real quick. You wanna add positions on the breaks and retest, right? You don't wanna add a position right here the moment we had the breakout, right? You don't wanna add a position right here. This is bad, when we had the breakout right here. Where do you want to add the position? You want to add the position when we come back for the retest. Right here. This is the green zone. This where you gotta add it. This where you gotta add it. And so on. Remember, not at the breakout, always at the retest, because you don't know how far we're gonna go. So it's better to be safe, wait for the retest and add a position. And I drew this little break and retest right here just so I could put it right here. And you can see it's pretty relatable. You don't want to add a position once we break right here. You want to add a position once we retest this resistance that becomes a support now, right? Now we have another resistance right here. You want to add, you don't want to add a position the moment we break over here. You want to add a position the moment we retest right here, and then continuation to upside. That's what I mean by that, right? And always make sure when you add the next position, right, at the retest, not at the break of the structure, your previous positions is already at break even, right? You're risk free, or you secure some profits. Let's say you're 100%, you're $100 in profit. You close half. You already got 50% of profit in your pocket. Start break even, and then you're gonna add another position, maybe with a little bit of lower risk. Maybe 50% of a regular position, right? Instead of risking $100, you're gonna risk 50 or maybe 70 if you want to make it a little more interesting, right? So rule number 2: when you add a position, right? You don't put your stops to break even of your second position until you're gonna add the third position, right? Remember, position 1, it's right here. Now we had a break and retest of this structure right here to continuation to the upside. So the retest, we're gonna wait for the retest always. Like I always say, if you go back on my videos, you're always gonna hear me saying this. Always put your stop loss a couple of pips below the previous wick, so you don't get stepped out. So you can see this candle came down to retest the previous wick, and if you would have put in it right at the wick, you would have gotten stepped out. But if you would have listened to me, you would have put in a little bit of pips below the last wick or the last low, you wouldn't have gotten stepped out. And if you don't follow my advice, it's gonna happen to you. I call it every day of my life. Trust me when I'm telling you this, it's gonna happen to you. You're gonna get stop hunt, and you don't want that. So when you add another position, you're gonna only put these positions at break even once you add another position. And where we're gonna add another position? Right here at the retest of this previous resistance, and now it's becoming our support. Now we adding another position, right? And this one's already at break even. Now you're gonna secure more profit, right? So you're gonna secure 50% of your position. So you're already 1% up that you already have in your pocket, right? And remember this. This is a 1 to 5. So position 1, you risk 50% off in this area. In this area around here. So you already have almost more than half of the trade to make up 5 times your risk when you keep adding positions, right? Instead of just risking 1%, not adding positions, and maybe hitting break even, and never reaching it, right? This is another way of adding positions. You're also adding more risk, hypothetically speaking, you're adding more risk, but at the same time, you're not, because you're putting stops to break even in the previous entry. So I always secure profits. But if you don't want to secure profits, just put a stops to break even and put your TP back in the same actual TP, right? So we added the second position, right? Then the third one now, right? Now, our last position is going to be at the retest of this resistance that's now becoming our support. Same TP, and now we're going to do the math, right? We're going to add another percent. So we already added 3%. This is not securing profits. This is just letting it run, right? We're going to add another position, and we're going to put a stops to break even, right? As you can tell, we have never gotten stopped out. Every time we put a stops to break even, the market never comes back to our entry. This was the closest one, and we still worked. We had enough room to not get stepped out. We would have done here a little 1-to-1 right here, right? A little 1-to-1, right? Just for our TP, right? And we're gonna do the math now, right? So our actual entry right here was 1 to 5, right? 1 to 5, right? The other one, I want to say it was if we put it right here, let's see, what was the second position? If we would have added right here, it would have been 2 times your risk, 2.7, right? 2.7, 2.7, right? Your third position, it would have been 2 times 4 your risk, right? 2 times 4. You're risking $2 to make 4.4. So you're basically making $2 to make $4.5, right? Now it's 2.4. You're risking. Oh, sorry. 2 times the risk. So it would be 1 to 2.4. Well, and the last one would have been 1 time your risk. 1 to 1. Right? And remember this. Here, we are risking, sorry, 1% each position that we open. But if you remember what I told you at the beginning, we put in stops to break even every time we open in this position, then we put stops to break even. And then we add another position. So it's not 2%, it's still 1%. Same thing with the others. And we added 4 positions, but every time we put stops to break even, we only risking 1%. So 4 positions, right? But think about this, right? We're only risking 1%. So instead of becoming 1.5%, instead of becoming 1.5 risk reward, risking $1 to become 5, if we do the math, we only risk 1%, right? And if we add all the reward, it's gonna be 5, 2.7, then 2.4, and then 1. If we do the math, I don't want to be mistaken, so let's use a calculator, even though I'm pretty good at math. Without doing it, I want to say it's about 11 point something, 1% risking to make about 10-11%, right? So it's gonna be 5 plus 2.7 plus 2.4 plus 1. So you added 3 positions besides the entry or your first entry, and every time you added 1%, right? And you hold this whole trade. So now instead of 1% to 5 to make 5, you risked only 1%, and your reward was 11%. So I hope you guys picked up on that. Remember, every time we add a position, we put stops to break even the previous one. So we're only risking 1% at the end of the day. And remember, if you want to be a little bit smart about it, you would have been taking partials, added more positions. You wouldn't have gotten the full profits, but you still made money because at the end of the day, this already happened, right? But if you would have been in a live market, you don't know if you're going to get stepped out, break even. So I recommend to take partials whenever you feel comfortable. But remember this, the concept of adding positions and risk management, right? Don't risk more that you cannot afford to lose, right? Don't be risking 5% because you want to make 15%, right? Because if you lose 5% in one trade, that's gonna hurt you, right? Emotions are gonna take over because it's not 1 or 2 or 3, it's 5%. And to hit a 1 to 5%, risking only 1% doesn't always happen unless you over risk a little bit. So I hope you guys liked the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join my Telegram group chat. Obviously, it's free. It's on my bio. Success over stress effects. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Success over stress effects. And see you guys in the next one.